Hey guys, this is Adam Ferns. Man, I still not used to this intro. Yeah, hey guys, this is Adam Ferns. Hey guys, Adam Ferns here. I need to think of a new intro. I will think of one eventually. But as of now, hey guys, it's Adam from Adam Ferns. Yes. Basically, I'm bringing you a new video, and as much as I said, I think I said the next one will be Battle of the Beasts. I actually didn't want to do that. I didn't feel like doing Battle of the Beasts today. I hope I will do it again eventually. But I am actually doing a Pokemon related video, and if you know me well, you know I am obsessed with Pokemon. So that's why I'm doing this Pokemon video. This one is ranking my favourite Pokemon from Generation 1. So that'll be Pokemon now introduced in Red, Blue and Yellow. Any one of the 151 Pokemon. Original, anyway. This is completely my opinion. It will be a top 10 with 3 honourable mentions. And unlike my other top 10s on Pokemon, I will not be explaining why my honourable mentions are where they are. I'm not going to be giving an order to them. I'm just saying them in the order I wrote them down. And moving on to the top 10, that's it. This is my opinion, as I said, so your opinion most likely will be different to mine. And if it is, please give me your top 10, top 5, even top 3 down in the comments below. I will read it. I now get notifications for when I get comments, and I don't need to go to another channel just to find them. But here we are. And now let's get right into this. So the honourable mentions will go to Starmie, Blastoise and Nidoking. No reason apart from I like all 3 of them and I use them quite frequently. Moving on, we got 10th place being Arcanine. Arcanine is literally in its Pokédex description, the legendary Pokemon. Fun fact about Arcanine, it was going to be the Fire-type legendary replacing Moltres. Then Moltres got introduced and then it just got a regular Pokemon spot. But they didn't change the Pokédex description, meaning to everyone, to me, it's a legendary Pokemon. But I still use it in a non-legendary battle because it technically isn't a legendary. Its stats are legendary though, so okay. And I like its move diversity. Like you can give it a bunch of moves that can always be different, and its ability Intimidate. It's probably a very useful ability and probably the most useful ability that I have. Apart from Speed Boost, Moxie, and I believe I'm missing another one, Levitate. Levitate actually saved me in the battle earlier today, actually. It didn't save the Pokemon because I didn't take it down, but it still saved me from a one-shot. 9th place, we have probably the most adorable Pokemon on this list, and that is Eevee. I can't get enough of this Pokemon. I think I started liking it ever since Let's Go Eevee, actually. Basically, I had Let's Go Eevee instead of Pikachu because I'm actually not a big fan of Pikachu. But Eevee, I love, and I still have it in that team as well for Let's Go Eevee. Along with Nidoking, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, and Pidgeot. And yeah, that's it. That was my team. Pretty much a generic team, but I'm not fussing. Eevee was my favourite Pokemon, well, Eevee was my go-to Pokemon on that team. And even though it's not my favourite on that team, it's still up there as a great Pokemon on that. And I think it actually outclasses most of its evolutions. It outclasses, to me, Umbreon and Espeon. I know I'm going to get some haters about that. Outclasses Leafeon and Glaceon. Outclasses Flareon. I'm not sure about Sylveon, because I do love that Pokemon as well. Vaporeon and Jolteon, Eevee outclasses again, so you know none of the evolutions be on this list. But Eevee is adorable, it's pretty much the second mascot of Pokemon, and I'm glad it is, because honestly, why was Pikachu there? Eevee is cuter than Pikachu in my opinion. And I think that's the only cute Pokemon that's on this list. They're just gorgeous Pokemon or badass Pokemon left. 8th place we have Mewtwo. And Mewtwo was and probably still is to some people, the strongest legendary of our time. It in the movie it destroys a science lab and it's the strongest Pokemon/Pokemon trainer. I'm not sure what else it did. Its stats are amazing. Its moveset is very diverse. Not as diverse as Mew, I have you know. But if you ask me, Mewtwo is the more awesome one. Its shiny isn't amazing, anything to be proud of. Neither is its Megas. But I'll say it's just around there as a alright Pokemon. Not the best legendary, but still a good one regardless. And that is all I can say about Mewtwo. Just great. It's just legendary, which it literally is this time. 7th place is Gyarados, the Pokemon which has the most rage in it. And what can I say about the Gyarados? It starts off as one of the weakest Pokemon, going on to one of the strongest. I wouldn't say I use Gyarados a lot. I can say I got I got beaten by Gyarados a few times, and one of them was especially frustrating because I had an electric type out, 4 times super effective against Gyarados, and it uses Ice Fang and freezes me until my electric type faints. That was infuriating. Gyarados, again, its ability is Intimidate, which is pretty useful, especially against physical attackers. And I just like its design, really. Like, I'm a big fan of serpent-like Pokemon. Hence why Superior, Seviper, Gyarados, to an extent Milotic, they're all high on my favourites list. But Gyarados, this is the first it's going to get. I don't use it very often. And when I do, it does great. Not amazing, but great. But there are 6 other Pokemon which I would prefer to use over Gyarados any day. 6th place is Dragonite. Now, I reckon Lucas was probably expecting this to be a bit higher because I keep whooping him in Pokemon battles with Dragonite. But, no. Dragonite's design, in my opinion, isn't great. If it's stuck with the Dragonair-like design, when it evolves, so a bigger serpent-like Pokemon, or maybe something that's more serpent-like than dragon, then yeah, it would have been higher. But its design is the main reason why it's down here. Its stats are really good. It unfortunately can't take a hit, a 4 times super effective hit anyway. And its moveset is quite diverse, but not amazingly diverse. It's just like, it's mainly a physical attacker, so it's like the default dragon move, Dragon Claw, along with default flying move, probably being Fly. That gives you spaces for 2 more moves, and to me, it'll be Fire Punch to take care of the Ice types, and something to deal with the Fairy type, which would be a Poison or Steel type move, but I don't know if it can learn any of those moves. So I just give it Waterfall for a chance to flinch. That's pretty much it. When you go against Fairy types with a Dragonite, you are going to have a tough time. Dragon types against Dragonite, easy, Dragon Claw. Ice types, Fire Punch. Fairy types, you got a problem. Rock would be Waterfall. I can't remember what other types this week too. Not Electric because Dragon resists it. But if you do, good luck. I'm trying to think of what would Fly be good for against. I mean, it'd be good against grass types and bug types, but honestly, who'll be stupid enough to send a grass or bug type out against a Dragonite? You're gonna ask for trouble if you do that. But that's pretty much it, really. Let's just say I had great experiences with Dragonite. Some were a bit one-sided, especially in the battles. But that's pretty much all I can say about it. I haven't really used it anywhere else, and I don't use it when I play through Kanto, because A, I rarely play through Kanto, B, it's hard to get, so I normally use it in post-game against other people, which isn't really how I like to grow an attachment to Pokemon. These next 5 I'm able to get during a playthrough in a game, and I go bonds with them. 5th place is Ninetales. And Ninetales, I need to say, it's majestic in the Alolan form and the Cantonian form. If I'm to say which form is better, I need to give it to the Cantonian one. A, because I love the fairy type. I love the fire type more than the fairy and ice type. I love its ability in it with the Kanto form anyway, being Drought, which is really handy actually, especially when you have to take care of those water types, being with Solar Beam. Yeah, Solar Beam. And then give it Flamethrower for boosted fire type attack, and two more moves. Honestly, I give it Sunny Day just in case the Drought wears off, and I think Dark Pulse, but I probably will change that. Its moveset isn't amazingly diverse, unlike Arcanine, Dragonite, Gyarados, Mewtwo. But it is... I think its design is the main reason why it's this high, along with its ability, and the great experience I had of it, especially being on Fire-type teams. I could just send out first as a sacrifice to get the Sunny Day up, then swap into another Fire-type, which has a more variety in its moveset, and can use that Sunny Day to its advantage till it wears off. Apart from that, that's pretty much why Ninetales is here. 4th place, Gengar. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that this Pokemon had to be on this list. We get into the more iconic Pokemon now. And Gengar is the iconic ghost type, I guess. It was one of few ghost types actually introduced in this region. And it still remains to be one of the best. If I'm correct, it got beaten out by Chandelure, and that's it. Hold on, I need to check actually. Yeah, it did. It got beaten out by Chandelure. Very badly, actually. Very badly, may I add, it got beaten out by Chandelure. That was on my ranking of all the Pokemon, of my top 10 Pokemon. It got very badly beaten by Chandelure. But its design I find to be quite cool. Its appearances in the anime, I would say, is more like the cheeky Pokemon. I never really... I don't really remember an episode it was in, apart from the battle against Morty and Fantina. And of course, I think it... Well, I know. It was in the Alola League with Acerola using it. I can't remember it being anywhere else though, because I know Ash had a Haunter. But its brief appearances, to me, aren't really memorable in the anime. But the uses, every time I used it, I love it. Its Mega is amazing. And it was actually, apart from Lucario, the first Mega I've ever used. And that was through an X and Y playthrough when I didn't really want to use Lucario. And it was amazing. It was the Pokemon that saved me from so many battles. And it was the first one to get me to level... Well, it was the first one in X and Y to get to level 100. It beating Greninja. That's saying something. What else can I say about this thing? Its moveset is incredibly diverse. Before Gen 7, its ability was amazing before Mega as well. But then it kind of got a nerf, which I didn't really want, because instead of being immune to ground types, which it was weak to, it's no longer. Which is honestly kind of infuriating, because now you just need to be careful of all ground types. So they're just going, you got a ground type? Let's send out Gengar. Screw your mind. That's seriously really annoying. And probably why I don't use it very often anymore. But I do use it as much as I can, just not as often as I used to. 3rd place, we have Alakazam. And this is another, these last 3 are iconic Pokemon. Alakazam, to me, is the least iconic of these Pokemon. I use it just as much as Gengar. Its Mega is amazing. Its design is already cool as well, even though it's just Abra grown up with 2 spoons. Its type is Psychic. Moveset is very diverse, and it was very overpowered in Gen 1. Because Dark Substance, this Bug was useless, and Ghost was also weak to Psychic. So, oops. But, I think the reason why it's here is because I use it a lot. I had great experiences with it, and it was my go-to Pokemon in my Ultra Sun playthrough. One of my Ultra Sun playthroughs, anyway. Where I had Wishy-Washy, Incineroar. You know what? I actually can't remember the other Pokemon. Wishy-Washy, Incineroar, Alakazam, obviously, and 3 other Pokemon which I can't remember because they're not important. I believe one might be Kommo-o? I don't know. Let's check. It won't be in here, but I'm just going to see if I use any of these. Lycanroc and Toucannon. Yeah, I know I use those. And I think it was Lycanroc, Toucannon, and Kommo-o. I actually don't know. But Alakazam being 3rd place, not bad. It was a very useful Pokemon in that playthrough. And it later became my Mega. That was way after the game though, so not really important, but kind of is. So, yes. Before the Team Rainbow Rocket thing, no, I did go out of my way to get the Mega Ring. I think you can get it anyway. And along with its Mega Stone, just so I can use it for the Team Rainbow Rocket stuff. Because I really wanted to use Mega Alakazam before the entire post-game ends. Moving on to number 2, the most iconic Pokemon on this list, Charizard. Honestly, I think you expected this one to be here. And then you'd see. Well done. Charizard has always been in the number 2 spot. It was always going to be in the number 2 spot. Alakazam was actually going to be number 1, but it got beaten out by Charizard and another Pokemon. Charizard was always going to be number 2 because it was really useful in a Pokemon Y Nuzlocke I did. Demon the Charizard did amazing. It survived a lot of really close calls, especially a Rock Slide, and lasted on 1 HP. You're not supposed to do that. How do you survive that? I'm honestly surprised it survived. I thought it was going to die there, but it didn't. I am surprised. Well done, Charizard. You really are useful. It was my Mega in that playthrough as well after Acero died. Lucario anyway, if you didn't watch that. And, what else can I say about it? Just design, iconic, amazing, moveset, diverse, weaknesses, terrible. But, the amount of times I've used this Pokemon. I used it in a playthrough of Leaf Green. I believe I chose it for my Pokemon Y Nuzlocke. I picked up after the game in Sword and Shield, but not really much use for it. And every other game I had a chance to use it, I did. Apart from when I chose Fennekin in X and Y, because I did choose Fennekin a couple of times. But not that time for the Nuzlocke. But unless I have a fire type of that team, I don't use it. No, what? Unless I have a fire type on that team, I do use it. There we are, that's better. The use I've had with it though. The amount of times I used it and the amount of times it actually works in my favour outweighs the number of times it didn't really work in my favour. My biggest opponent out of all people I go against, and it's probably Reese's Lucario. And let's just say I may have accidentally gave him a very broken moveset for that Lucario. And I'm actually scared to go against this Lucario every time I go against him. Because it has a moveset where it can counter pretty much most of the types. If you have a Pokemon with lots of resistances like Steel, it will have Aura Sphere. If you have a Pokemon which is immune to fighting, it will have Shadow Ball. So if you're a Ghost type, it has Shadow Ball. If you're a Dragon type, but also Fire, you are resistant to Flash Cannon, but it has Dragon Pulse. If you're Fire Flying, Aura Sphere, yes. Flash Cannon, yes. Dragon Pulse and Shadow Ball, you are not. All the Pokemon that I mention on this list, that Lucario can beat. And I'm honestly kicking myself every day because I gave Reese such a broken moveset for such a great Pokemon. And I'm paying for it now, but I'm currently got him in a little bit of a cross end where he actually can't attack me. There is a way in which he can win, but it relies on his other Pokemon as well. And it'll be a group effort. He will lose some Pokemon, but it'll be a sacrifice he needs to be willing to make. Quoting Lord Farquaad from Shrek. But, Charizard, it's a great Pokemon. Unfortunately, not number 1. It was always going to be number 2. Demon and Charizard, amazing. Other Charizards I had are amazing. I have a shiny Charizard given to me by Reese. That is a story I won it in a battle, basically. That we had a 6-on-6 battle. Winner would get a Pokemon of their choice. Because he didn't really have any Pokemon that interested me, he showed me he had a shiny Charizard. Other Pokemon weren't really interesting because I either had it or didn't care about. So my prize would be a shiny Charizard. His prize was my Arceus. Not the one you gave me, Lucas, but the one I won from Brandon. With a promo pass. So, I didn't want to lose. And of course he uses Mega Lucario. But I used the number 1 Pokemon. It didn't actually beat it. But, Charizard did though, because it survived a Dragon Pulse. Because it's Charizard Y. Mega Charizard Y, meaning boosted, Sunny Day, and Flamethrower incinerated that Lucario. So I won a shiny Charizard from him. The next Pokemon, the last Pokemon I must say, I did use in that battle. And I'm sure some of you know already, because I can't get enough of this Pokemon at the moment, is Lapras. Lapras is the most gorgeous Pokemon on this list. It's type Water. Yes, I see why. Ice, I don't really see why. I hate the Ice type, so yeah, obviously I don't see why. But I think it makes kind of sense. It's available in so many games. X and Y. Pyro, Leaf Green, obviously. Red, Blue and Yellow. I believe you can get it in... Can you get it in Black 2 and White 2? I'm not sure. I think I did. If I didn't, I must be hallucinating. But I know you can get it in quite a few games. Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. What was it? Sword and Shield. There we are. That's what they are. Let's go Eevee. Let's go Pikachu. You get Lapras in a lot of games. And it was not the most useful Pokemon on my Pokemon Y Nuzlocke, but damn, it was my favourite. Lapras was going to be number 3, but I wrote this down before the Y Nuzlocke. But Lapras' design I like. Its moveset is very diverse. Its ability, Water Absorb, isn't really great, but it's good either way. And other moves, what other experience I had with it? It's a Pokemon that could take a hit and dish not a strong one, but quite a good one back. Unfortunately, if you go against a Mega Lucario, one Aura Sphere will kill it. And Lapras being named after someone very special to me in the Pokemon Y Nuzlocke, I was very cautious about losing. I did not want to lose that Pokemon. So I didn't really use it a lot. But it was in the final team when I went to the league, and it was one of the survivors. What else can I say about it? I did use it, don't get me wrong. But I was so scared about using it because I didn't want to lose it. The times I did use it before the league, it almost got beaten. But luckily, it didn't get beaten. It survived and finished off the Pokemon. It was the one that took down that Roserade, I believe, that killed P.T. Barnum, the Greninja. And if not, it was Demon, the Charizard. But I know it's one of them. But what can I say about this? It's a great Pokemon. It's a gorgeous Pokemon, and it's number one simply because of experience had of it and the fact that it reminds me so much of that special person to me. Probably won't be in the future, but that's not really any of your business. So I don't want to sound so close to a perfect video. Not sound rude, but it's in my personal life, so that's all I'm going to say. And that is the end of this ranking. So that's all for this time. If you like what you heard, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. Please leave your top 10, top 5, or even top 3 down in the comments below. I will read them. And here comes another one. There we are. And I'll see you in the next video, which should be Battle of the Beast. If not, it's ranking my Gen 2 Pokemon. And I'll see you next time.